Hello and welcome to
Hello.
the Big Wild Quiz. That was the funkiest music I've ever had to start my evening with. I hope that's the same with you. My name's David Oakes. I'm 50% of your host today. The other 50% is, oh no, that way, over there.
That
And
way.
her name
Hi,
is, who are you?
I'm Sophie Pavelle. I'm delighted to be the other 50% of your host tonight.
Are you the front end of the horse or the back end of the horse? Or hedgehog even, if we're going to follow Maddie?
I think I'd like to be the back end because I think my hair is quite sort of horsey today.
Great, strong. Right,
Thank
today,
you.
this is the Big Wild Quiz. It is day 20 of 30 Days Wild. This is sort of the big, exciting, sort of snazzy explosion celebration with a tiny fox there to make everything particularly
Giant daisy.
enjoyable. Um, some rules before we start. First, have fun. I guess that's a good rule. Secondly, feel free to send us some comments, join in on the Facebook. There'll be a little comments bit there you can write. Dear David, please shut up, let Sophie speak more. That could be something you could write. Or you could say, I'm having a wonderful time, and yesterday I saw a natterjack, or something like that. I don't know. And we'll say that Joe from Hartlepool saw a natterjack, which would be cool. That'd be very cool. But what you should not do, what should you not do, Sophie? What should you definitely not write in the comments box?
Please do not write your answers in the comment box because we just don't do it like that. We like to save the surprise for everybody because we're going to be delivering the answers to you at the end of each round. So please use old-fashioned pen and paper, which I was going to demonstrate for you, but I don't have one to hand. But as long as you do, that's all that matters.
Yeah, if you do share an answer, the Wildlife Trust will send a phalanx of militant badgers around to your house to break down your door and to burn your belongings.
Well, we don't want that.
Don't want that. And if you could do your answers on a second piece of like a recycled bit of paper, like reuse it, that's always good. That's cool.
Turn it round. That is very cool.
Okay.
So it may be, I mean, it's windy and rainy outside my window in Devon at the moment, but we are very, very excited to be bringing you, David showing off his sunshiny skies in Ireland. It's okay for some. But we're very excited to bring you this event free of charge, which is very cool. As part of the Wildlife Trust Big Wild Weekend, there's been loads of stuff that's been happening this weekend that's been really exciting. And of course, it's still 30 Days Wild throughout the rest of June. And if you're in a position to donate, we'd be very, very grateful if you could do so via the Wildlife Trust website. The link is nice and shiny here at the bottom, and we'll be pointing to it throughout the quiz. So if you're in a position to do that, that would be amazing.
Right, the last time we hosted one of these, we took about 3.5 hours. So we've been officially reprimanded for that. And let's get started. This is round one, the UK Nature General Knowledge round. Okie dokie. Question one, we're going to start easy and then we're going to build up to some trickier ones. Question one, which tree produces conkers? It's written down there. You can read it there. The mirror thing's really annoying. I'm always going to be pointing in the wrong direction. So question one, which tree produces conkers?
Oh yeah, it's that way. Yeah, that there. Right there, look. Right there. Good one. Question two of UK Nature General Knowledge. Are corals classed as plants, fungi, or animals? Are corals classed as plants, fungi, or animals?
We've had our first comment come in whilst you were doing question two from Nick Shaw. He says, please shout out Happy Father's Day to Nick from his three boys, Winter, Cooper, and Roman. Happy Father's Day to
Happy
all
Father's
of you.
Day. Happy Father's Day.
Who haven't written into comment, Happy Father's Day too. It's the first Father's Day for me this year, so I'm very excited. So yes, hooray for fathers everywhere.
Hooray.
Question number three. What is the name of the mating season of red deer, usually characterized by the sight of males, fathers, locking their antlers in battle? What is the name of the mating antlers? Are you going to do mimes for every single question?
Quite possibly, not sure yet.
Looking forward to it. What is the name of the mating season of red deer, usually characterized by the sight of males locking their antlers in battle? That's question three.
Question four of the first round of the quiz. What do butterflies use to taste with? What do butterflies use to taste with?
More messages coming in. Elaine Hughes says hi to everyone from sunny Liverpool. Maria Sawley
Oh,
says hi from rainy Norway. So
yes,
that's Norway
more
versus
rain.
Liverpool.
Love
Sun
it.
versus rain there.
Becky White, hi from Ruben and Carenza, great name, in rainy Bristol. We love 30 Days Wild.
For the record, just because it's rainy doesn't mean you can't get out and start stomping around in some puddles. Like some of the best wildlife encounters I have had have been extremely damp.
Have they been with snails, perchance? Snails and slugs?
How did you know?
I think like a garden mollusk.
Nothing says rain like mollusks. Question number 5. Which of these UK mammals is the heaviest? I guess this is an average, like, because there could be a particularly heavy one of them and a particularly emaciated other
giant
one.
Yeah.
But which of these UK mammals is the heaviest? The otter, the badger, the beaver, or fox? Which is the heaviest? Otter, badger, beaver, or fox? And that's the average weight, not a particular fox that you may or may not encounter on a daily basis, who is eating a lot of the nearby wilderness trash bags, all that kind
of stuff. Great. Question 6. This is you either know it or you don't, I think. How many regional wildlife trusts are there across the UK? How many regional wildlife trusts are there across the UK?
Worth saying that all of them will accept any help that you have to offer. You can go and volunteer, you can help out, you can spread the good news of what they're doing. You can give them money and they will probably give you a little card saying you've adopted a dormouse with a cute little sort of dormouse toy or sock puppet or something. Or maybe a badger or a mollusk. You're really lucky.
On a rainy day. And it's worth saying that any money that you're able to donate tonight via the link on the Wildlife Trust website will go towards and be split out among these different charities. So anything that you can give is really, really useful.
Question number 7, one for Father's Day. That's a bit of a spoiler. What's unusual about the way seahorses and their close relatives reproduce? What's unusual about the way seahorses and their close relatives reproduce? Are we going to get a mime for that one?
I was just trying to think how that would work. I've never impersonated a seal a seal horse.
A seal horse. I don't think many people have done a representation of a seal horse.
A seal horse would be an interesting merge of mammals. I'm going to leave that to the imagination.
Is that what you go for?
Quite possibly, yeah. Yeah, it would just be big and also be sort of semi-aquatic, which is always useful. Yeah.
Fact.
Some more. We've got Katie who wants to do a shout out to Will, Holly, and Ivy from Exmoor. Love Exmoor. Hello.
Carly says it's overcast in Westcliff. That's from the team, the Wild Walkers.
I love how much weather we're getting.
Question 1, please. Kate wants question 1. Yes, I can certainly do that. Which trees produce conkers, Kate? That's just for you, Kate. Which trees produce conkers? Kate, have you got that? Give us a thumbs up. There's a thumbs up or a thing. Technology key to things. Do the things. Is it my turn to do a question? I think it is, isn't it?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. It's mine.
No, it's you. It is you. Sorry. I apologize profusely.
Oh, this one is good if you've been watching the news. So hopefully you've all been paying attention. Question 8 of round 1. On his recent tour of Europe, a walrus visited the Welsh coast, followed by Cornwall, and he's now in the Isles of Scilly. What was his name? What was the name of the walrus that recently visited the Welsh coast, followed by Cornwall? Great big hulk of a thing.
Do you know what also recently visited the Isle of Scilly?
You?
No, not me. An Egyptian vulture.
Oh yes, it did. It did. Yeah. You're right.
Everything's going to the Isle of Scilly.
What do they know that we don't? Yeah. Interesting.
Maria's asked if we can repeat question 2. So could you repeat question 2?
Absolutely. Maria, question 2. Are corals classed as plants, fungi, or animals? Are corals classed as plants, fungi, or animals? That was question 2 for Maria.
Great. Question 9. Simple one, this one. What do you call a baby puffin? What do you call a baby puffin? It's one of the cutest things that anyone will ever teach you about natural history. When you hear it, you can't unhear it, and it makes the world a rosy, sunny, glorious place.
Say no more. It really does.
Noah Taylor says hi.
Hello.
Hi, Noah. How you doing?
Oh, Twyla, my 21-month-old Charlie loves impersonating a seahorse. Well, what does he do? What's the
I
secret?
want to see what he does. All I can think of is when they give birth, they kind of go like that. Like, and there's suddenly like a sort of sea dust of seahorses everywhere.
Isn't it? Oh, here we go. Final question of round 1. Question 10. This is multiple choice, so listen carefully. I'll repeat the answer. No, I'll repeat the question. We'll do the answers in a minute. What percentage of human-made carbon dioxide emissions does the ocean absorb each year? Is it A, 5 to 15%, or B, 15 to 25%, or C, 20 to 35%? I'll go through that again. What percentage of man-made carbon dioxide emissions does the ocean absorb each year? Is it A, 5 to 15%, B, 15 to 25, or C, 20 to 35%?
We'll give you a few moments to think over your questions before we give the answers, because once you've got the answers, those scores are permanent. They are embedded in history. We've got some great comments so far. We've got 4-year-old Freddie Fairbanks. He says hi and says that he's enjoyed seeing the bees in Grampy's garden today. That's great. And Frayika says that their grandpa went to see the walrus whose name is the answer to question 8, which I won't say.
Well held. Well held. Phil,
I'm surprised I didn't say it myself there.
Yeah. One for you, David. Phil says that Zara has asked where you are because your garden looks lovely.
Thank you very much. I'm in a garden. I'm in Ireland. I'm in County Wicklow. I'm over here because I'm dressing up in old-fashioned costumes for Netflix and killing people with swords.
He's basically achieving my dream of galloping on beaches on horseback wearing capes.
After I did the quiz last year with Sophie, I decided to change my life into something that would just make her internally jealous. So that's what I'm doing. Should we do the answers? Should we do the answers?
Yeah, let's do that. Mm-hmm.
Great. Here we go. Round 1. Answer to question 1. The question was, which trees produce conkers? And the answer was, of course, the horse chestnut. Not a native to our country, the horse chestnut. It's a relatively new tree on the British Isles. Just a fact there.
Lovely. Well, it is a quiz, so we love facts.
Well, we love facts.
Answer for question 2. Question 2 of round 1. We asked you, are corals classed as plants, fungi, or animals? And the answer is that they are animals, which always amazes me because they look very planty and actually quite fungi-like as well. But they are animals. They are marine invertebrates. They don't have a backbone, and they do all sorts of clever stuff like cycle with the moon and reproduce with the lunar cycle, which is always quite cool. But yes, so question 2, the answer was animals.
Love corals. Question 3 was, what is the name of the mating season of red deer, usually characterized by the sight of males locking their, there you go, antlers in battle? And the answer is, of course, the rut.
Good word.
Here's a question. 4. If anyone knows, as I've got a whole host of people watching this, does Rutland, as in our smallest
Rutland
county,
Water?
actually? Well, no, as in the county Rutland, which is 50% of the year the smallest, and then the other 50% of the Isle of Wight is the smallest. Does Rutland get its name from the rut? I don't know. Probably doesn't. But if anyone knows, put it in the comments box and we'll say it out loud, and I will learn something today because that would be good, and I like to learn things. Thank
you. Good. Question 4. What do butterflies use to taste with? So if David was a butterfly right now, he would be tasting his tea with his feet. Butterflies use their feet to taste anything. A bit of orange, banana, some flowers. Their feet will do. So well done if you got that.
We'd like to say a quick hello and keep on going to 8-year-old Heidi, who has so far raised £200 for the Wild Trust this June. Congratulations. Heidi! That's incredible.
That is amazing. Well done. Not easy to do.
Amazing. Brilliant. Which question we on? We are on question 5. Which of these UK mammals is the heaviest? Otter, badger, beaver, or fox? Sophie, you obviously know the answer. The answer is
beavers. They can be hefty.
They can weigh up to
Up
about
to
30
30
kilograms.
kilos. That's what, a small child? How much? I don't know.
It's a child that weighs 30 kilograms, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Good. Well, there we go. Yes, beavers are big ones. Question 6. How many regional wildlife trusts are there across the UK? Now, I got this wrong because I thought it was 45, but actually it's 46. The Wildlife Trust is split up into 46 regional trusts, which is pretty impressive, I must say.
Question number 7. What's unusual about the way... Oh, no, I've done that one. Oh, no, that is... No, sorry. Okay, there's making a mistake straight away. Question 7. What's unusual about the way seahorses and their close relatives reproduce? And the answer is, quite amazingly, it's the males that give birth.
It really is. And
what a wonderful world we would live in if we could share responsibility for childbirth.
I'm still intrigued for Twyla to show me, to describe in depth how her 21-month-old Charlie can impersonate a seahorse, because I would like to bag that one.
Yeah, we'll give you full marks for the rest of the questions if instead of answering the questions, you just write us an essay about what that interpretation looks like.
Exactly.
Full marks. You've won already.
Question 8. This is about the huge, great big walrus that's been flocking the British Isles over the last few weeks, and his name is Wally. Wally the walrus. So well done if you got that.
They should have called him Captain Tusk or something.
Yeah, that's quite fitting, isn't it?
Question 9. What do you call a baby puffin? It is, of course, a puffling.
Love
it.
A cute puffling. Question 10. Final question of round 1, which was the general knowledge round of the Big Wild Quiz. We asked you, what percentage of human-made carbon dioxide emissions does the ocean absorb? I'm prepared to be amazed because it is C, 20 to 35%. So the ocean absorbs up to 35% of carbon dioxide every year that we've created. So that was C for question 10.
How do you do? Put your scores in your thing. If you got 10, you're in the lead, but Twyla's going to beat you because 21-month-old Charlie loves doing an impression of seahorses.
Hold the phone, because Tim's W20 has looked up the origin of Rutland on Wikipedia. Yes. He says, Wikipedia says the origin of Rutland is unclear, maybe from a word for cattle, or maybe just from a former owner's name. The English language never fails to disappoint. Perhaps it will forever be a mystery. But I quite like your deer thing.
Do you know what also doesn't disappoint, though?
What?
Tim's W20.
He really doesn't. He's equally ambiguous as Tim's W20.
And Jessica says she's been living under a rock and hasn't heard about the walrus. Well,
I'd look it up, Jessica. It's pretty cool. He's been hauling himself up on the sides of boats today in the Scilly Isles, which must be quite a shock. Hello.
Should we Hi. Right, so that was round 1. Round 2, we have a very special guest to introduce to you all. We have none other than Mya-Rose Craig. Are you there, Mya-Rose? There you are. Hello.
Hi. How you doing?
Good. Yeah, I'm very excited. I've never been a quizmaster before, so it's a new experience.
It is fun.
So you're an environmentalist campaigner and ornithologist. Can I ask you a very personal question? What's the best bird that you've seen so far in these first 20 days of the 30 Days World?
Wow, there are lots of great white egrets that come sometimes to my local lake, which they've been for a few years now, but I still get very excited whenever I see them. But I guess more locally, there is a young great spotted woodpecker that is sort of too young to be properly scared of people, and it's been hanging around my nut feeders in the garden for nearly a week now, so that's been very exciting.
Oh, those are nice birds.
I love a woodpecker. I only realised relatively recently that Ireland, until very, very recently, didn't have woodpeckers. They've only just arrived back on the island, which is quite exciting.
I didn't know that. Good knowledge.
Woodpecker facts.
For a quiz. Yeah.
Have you seen an Egyptian vulture? I wanted to ask you this because you know there's one in Scilly watching on to Wally the walrus.
Yeah, I'm very aware that there's a vulture on Scilly, right? I've never seen one before. It's slightly painful. I can see everyone taking
you must be chomping at the bit to go now.
and I can't go. I would love to see you right now.
Do you know what's second best to seeing an Egyptian vulture, though? It's doing round 2, the photo round.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Smooth link.
Right.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So we're starting off fairly easy, and all we're going to do is ask you to identify the bird in the picture, which is a fairly common bird that you will probably spot in your garden on bird feeders. Right. I don't know if this is a clue, but I do bird ringing, and most of the birds are very, very calm, very casual in the hand, but this species always gives you a hard time, always gives you a very hard peck on the fingers. So
Do you have scars?
I did used to have various scars, birds, mainly from geese, but all up my
I
arm.
can imagine they'd be pretty aggressive, no?
Yeah, which they only faded like a year ago. So I'd say stay away from geese if you don't have to get too close. I guess that's the moral of the lesson.
General rule is stay away from most wildlife if you don't need to go near it.
That's true.
Give them space, treat them with respect. And I include other human beings like that because humans can be awful.
Absolutely.
On that note, question 2.
So question 2. This bird is, in my opinion, absolutely beautiful and is very famous for their very elaborate courtship dance that looks a lot like synchronized swimming.
I think that bird, which I won't name, is probably the first bird I learnt to recognise. We used to go on canal boat holidays as kids, and they were always great to spot.
Oh, I love a canal, but I never saw one of them.
Where was your canal?
Actually, Exeter. There's a lot, actually. I'm not dissing Exeter because it is a great canal. There's lots of swans at the moment, lots of cygnets and things, but not one of those. I won't name.
I've got some very exciting news. Can I just pause you, Mya-Rose, and just say that if I can get this up big, I can't see. Here we go. So
I know what you're going to say.
Twyla has answered.
Twyla.
Apologies if we don't know. I think it's Twyla. It says that the husband and she are divers, and we use the sign of the underwater for seahorses, which is to protect. So you do that. That's the diving sign for seahorse. So
that's what I should have done.
Is it Charlie? Yes, Charlie does.
I feel like I'm getting it wrong. I
mean, you were one saying you wanted to ride along a beach with a cape earlier. Like, you should learn how to at least pretend to ride a horse, which is all you need to do. Sorry, Mya-Rose. Your birds are the third most important thing after.
To find out about that as you. I think. Wait. So the third one is another brilliant bird. Actually, these are all very beautiful. But this bird is very big. Its wingspan can reach up to 2.5 meters. Yeah, which is enormous. That's wider than I am tall by about a meter, which is massive. So
it's got sort of good socks as well, hasn't it? Good leg warmers on, good stripes happening there. Although I don't think that's correct, is it?
We've got lots of good comments in. We've got Bethan saying here that her BSc in wildlife conservation hasn't helped. She's only got 5 out of 10 so far.
Don't you worry. You'll bring it back, I'm sure.
Yeah,
much more fun to be had.
As I hoped. I was a bit disappointed with my score, but I'm hoping I'm gonna, go high from here on out.
This is why it's so great being the quizzer, because no one will know how bad, how poorly that. Yeah, exactly.
Right. So question 4 is a ground nesting bird that has some very cool camouflage. When you're walking along, you absolutely will not see these sat on the floor. I've tripped over 1 or 2 of these in my poor birds are very upset with me.
They've got an amazing song, haven't they? It's very iconic.
I haven't actually seen one this year. They've been evading me a bit because I've gone out quite a few times the last few weeks, and I feel like I can't really call myself a birder because I just haven't been able to catch up with it. But I love this bird. I think they're brilliant.
Great eyes. Tiny little
I
beak
have
as
seen them
well.
this year. I hate to brag, but I have
Just
seen
showing
them.
up.
I hate to
Sorry.
brag, but I will. I hate it. Okay.
Right. And then the last bird is one that you can sometimes spot in your garden pond looking for a very quick snack.
Oh.
We have a resident one just over there on the river, which is there every single day. Quite a young, and he's probably only a couple of years old, and just amazing. They're pterodactyls, basically. I'll give you a half point if you write pterodactyl.
There are some, like as a birder, there are some birds that I just look at them and I can absolutely see like the dinosaur in them.
Oh, totally. I think that with chickens all the time, to be fair.
Yeah.
There's Tyrannosaurus Rex going around the yard. Not that I have a yard, but whenever I've seen one going around the yard.
These birds, which I won't name, which I almost did name, when they're chicks, look just like dinosaurs. Like, it's quite freaky, particularly so when they're young.
Yeah. Oh, a shout out to, I hope I'm saying this right, from Gemma. Shout out to Xanth and Max and Clevedon, loving the quiz, even though Daddy is giving them all the wrong answers. Someone's taking Father's Day a bit too seriously.
It's Father's Day. It is his prerogative today to mislead you. He is allowed to do that. And tomorrow you reap your revenge. Great. Do you want to give us the answers? How does that sound as a plan?
Absolutely. Yeah. Right. So photo 1. This lovely bird is a blue tit. So congratulations.
Great eyeliner.
Yeah, I think that's such common. I think with a lot of common birds, you sort of forget how pretty they are because you see them so often. I
gorgeous.
think blue tits are great looking birds. Same with all of the answers this round, actually. I think they're brilliant.
We're not biased at all, are we?
No. So this is a great crested grebe, which actually I like the young birds even more than I like the adult ones for this because they've got this amazing stripy neck. And so in the spring you see like hundreds of them round on the local lake and it's just brilliant.
Am I back? I think I disappeared there for a second. Apologies for that.
That's
You're
right.
back.
I was off bird spotting. There was a chirruping going on to my right hand side and I couldn't help but go out and find out what it was.
Did you find out what it was?
Yes, it was chewing through my internet cable. So
and then so this bird is a Eurasian or a common crane, which, if you don't know, there's been a massive reintroduction program in the UK to get the crane population going again. That's been really successful the last few years. So in certain spots, you might actually bump into one in the wild.
Oh, hello.
And then this is a nightjar, a common nightjar, but the only nightjar you get in the UK.
Great.
Brilliant.
And then the very last one is a grey heron. So congratulations to anyone who got all 5 of those.
Let's have a look. Matt says, Arlo, our 3-year-old, is asking for a T-Rex the next round.
I think there's a room in the quiz for the big quiz of the year, 20 quizzes, 30 wild quiz. What do we call it? The big wild quiz. That's the one. For a paleo historical past round, don't you? Like, we should have some kind of dinosaur thing.
I think so. Well done, Arlo. 3 years old and suggesting big things. Like
Susie saw her first common crane last December. Says they were wonderful. True that.
Oh, Sophie says, is it possible to have number 2 again, please?
Of course, yeah. Number 2 was a great crested grebe.
Are you talking about yourself in the third person, Sophie?
Yeah, I was like, oh, I didn't get number 2. Please, can I have it again?
Rosanna's got 8 out of 10 so far, which is great, but I think there's been 15 questions, so keep on trying.
There has
thanks
been 15
to my
questions.
James, she says.
Well, Mya-Rose, thank you so much. That was amazing.
Thank you for having me, and
lovely to see you. Thanks for swooping on in. And
go to Silly Isles. Head off now, although I think it's left already, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's very painful. I'm trying not to think about the vulture too much.
I won't
But
mention the Egyptian vulture again then, I'm really sorry.
Egyptian vulture.
very fun, so
Egyptian
thank
vulture.
you guys.
Thank you for joining.
Oh, thanks so much, Mya-Rose. See you soon.
Bye. Well, that's fantastic. I can't imagine this quiz getting any better, say perhaps having 2 more special guests as we go along. That would be pretty awesome, wouldn't it?
I have good news. We have those 2 guests lined up ready to go, but before that, we've got a round. Lucky listeners. They've given us more to do. And this is a slightly different one. So you've got to get your ears on, if they're not already on, and tune in to What's That Sound for round 3. So what's going to happen is we are going to play you a clip, going to be about 10 seconds long, and then you just have to write down what you think is making that noise. We're going to start with question 1, which is actually question 16 of the whole quiz, but this is the first question of round 3. So what animal is making the following noise?
Wonderful. Quick shout out to Serafina and Callista, who are 6 and 4 respectively. They're staying up past their bedtime to help their mother and father.
Naughty, but great.
I know that your mother and father need it, so it's good that you're prepared to stay up for them. Thank you. And Jamie's got full marks so far. Well done, Jamie. Bit of a brag there.
Keep going.
Well done. Should we hear some more noise?
I think so.
Question 2 of the round 3 of the sound round. Question 17 overall. Here we go. Sound 2. What is making this noise? That is one of my favourite bird noises. That spoiler, that is a bird. It genuinely is. It's right up there as one of the noises that makes me happy. It means I'm home, and I love it. That and a wood pigeon cooing. Spoiler, that wasn't a wood pigeon cooing.
Well, the next one might well be a wood pigeon cooing. We just don't know. So question 3 of what's that noise or what's that sound is right here. Definitely not. Well, it could be a wood pigeon. Maybe a cyclone.
It's not a wood pigeon. Great noise, that one. It's a noise that you don't normally get to hear. So that
sounds like me when I have a cold.
It does sound a little bit like that. I would ask to hear it again, but I don't know if our technological ghost in the machine is able to do that. But we'll hear it again when we go back through them, I'm sure. But it sounded a bit like Sophie with a cold, if you want to do an impression of you having a cold. Go on. Can I just say
I'm glad that cut. I'm really glad that cut away.
Freakishly similar. I have to say that I'm mightily impressed by your sound of what animal that was, which I'm not allowed to say until we go at the answers. Right, but the next one, what is this sound? Sound number 4, noise of go. Sarah says that the previous sound, which sounds like Sophie having cold, also sounds like her husband. Congratulations, Sarah.
We could be friends. Sound 5, which is actually question 20 in the big wild quiz. What animal is making this noise? That sounds Brilliant. Like me waking up.
A spoiler, actually, to everyone. All of these sounds are just Sophie Pavelle
made by
various different states of the day.
It's a small budget for this quiz, so we just have to, think outside the box.
Oh dear. Right, should we give the answers? Sound number 1. This was sound number 1. We get. Oh no, we don't get.
You just turned into.
Right. What did I turn into?
Animal. A goose. A Canadian goose.
Canada goose. A Canada goose. Wonderful. So yes, if you got Canada goose, correct. If you wrote a goose from Canada, not technically correct because there are many geese species in Canada, but Canada goose is correct. Such a pedant. I'm such a pedant. Do the next one, please, Sophie.
This song, and would you like to do the honours, as it's one of your faves?
It's one of my absolute faves. It's the blackbird. Grossly overlooked as a brilliant garden bird. Everyone sees it, no, it's the blackbird. Blackbirds are brilliant, and I refuse to accept otherwise. That's
brilliant.
That's all I'm going to say.
Next sound, please. It's a hedgehog.
Very definitely a hedgehog. Love a
definitely
hedgehog.
I love a hedgehog too.
If you live in a house that has a big old fence along the side, get out a saw and cut a little hole in it, cut a little hedgehog door hole. So you hedgehogs.
They like to visit lots of different houses. They can walk up to, what is it, like 2 miles a night or something on their little foraging trips. So they like to move about.
It'll help your parents with their flowers. It'll eat all the slugs and things, and they're really cute.
They are.
Next sound, please. That was Batman's friend. That was Robin.
It was. Another
great guy.
Garden staple. Surprisingly aggressive and territorial as well.
Yes.
Bit of a bully at times.
Bit of a bully. Yeah.
I feel like we all have a bit of a Robin in us.
Speak for yourself. I'm a delicate little pufflet.
What about this final sound then? This is probably the one that made me laugh the most.
That was very definitely a seal pup. If you've ever been on a beach surrounded by seals, it's quite A, stinky, but B, sounds like nothing else. Like, it's absolutely brilliantly. We've got a few more comments coming in. We've got Susie saying she has a hedgehog highway that goes through her garden. We've got Adam, who's noticed that there is a wren singing in the background of my location, and there's loads of wrens here. They're brilliant little things. We've got goldcrest as well, lots of tiny little birds.
Oh, get you. Okay.
Yeah.
Very
Jessica says she loves robins, and who's that? Marukisi says that blackbirds are her favourite too. So yeah.
Oh, lullabies. Yeah, they are nice. Very, very good. Right. Well, gosh, we're racing through because it's time for round 4, and we have a special guest to introduce you to. He is an actor. He's a broadcaster. I've seen him on my telly a number of times. Kell Spellman. Hello. How you doing?
Hello. What a treat. Thank you for having me and letting me just come along.
Who have you got there?
Who's this guy?
This is little Dottie. She was running around before in the garden, and then she thought, you know, I'm going to come front and centre and steal the show for the quiz. So this is our little family dog.
Good girl. Oh.
How's it all been going? Yeah,
miniature
Dachshund. Yeah, miniature Dachshund. She's about 1.5. And we've always been a big dog family, but I tell you what, as small dogs go, they've got a massive personality. They are.
When I was growing up, we had a Yorkshire Terrier and a Shih Tzu, which was I always thought a bit annoying because I always wanted a big dog. I always liked Bernese Mountain Dogs, but the fact is that both the Shih Tzu and the Yorkshire Terrier, Pip and Charlie, were wonderful companions. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, they really are. I think, you know, how big their hearts and spirits are is kind of everything, really. We don't deserve dogs. We really don't deserve dogs.
We don't. Oh. Well, you're here to do a pop culture round.
I am indeed, yeah.
Culture everybody, books, films and music.
Okay. Can I also say some of those sounds were mad? There was not a chance I was getting any of them. I was listening to them in my headphones going, could not tell you what any of them
No,
were.
that's the thing. I think it was the seal pup one. If you're wearing headphones, it's just it's almost so human. Like it's like, oh, this is.
You're not
so
alone. Elaine has just written in to say that she had no idea what the hedgehog sound was, and
No.
that would stump me, I think, as well.
I don't know if anyone did what I did. I was sat wishing. I was like, is my connection going?
Oh no, my Wi-Fi's gone.
Yeah. But okay, I'm going to do my best to deliver the questions as well as you two have been guiding everyone through. So I hope I do all right. No pressure.
You.
No pressure, Cal. Come on.
Shall I begin?
Please go.
Please do.
Okay, all right, here we go. So my first question is this in our popular culture round. Which famous Meatloaf song starts with the line, "The sirens are screaming and the fires are howling"? Which
one of my dad's
famous
favourites
Meatloaf song starts with the line, "The sirens are screaming and the fires are howling"?
It goes on for a bit though, doesn't it? This one.
It is.
I think all Meatloaf songs go on for a little bit too long.
Yeah.
a good vinyl for the collection, though. To be fair, you've got to have a Meatloaf record in the vinyl collection.
Yeah, you do. There's a certain time of night that you have to start playing it though. Any earlier, and it's a bit touch and go.
Yeah. Just gauge the crowd.
Yeah, you've really got to read the room before you play Meatloaf.
Okay. Second question from myself is this. Which novel by Richard Adams, since adapted for film and TV, tells the tale of a group of rabbits in search of a home? I quite enjoyed
repeat
this.
the question if you could. That'd be wonderful. Just so everyone gets another hear of it. That'd be super. Thank you.
Which novel by Richard Adams, since adapted for film and TV, tells the tale of a group of rabbits in search of a home?
The film version of that, the first film version of that, was probably one of the most formative films of my childhood. The opening with the sort of strange animation version before it goes into the more fluid bit is something that gave me nightmares.
Very emotional.
Yeah. I look forward to making my child watch it.
Yeah,
because she should
you will watch it. You
like
will love
am.
it.
It's a right, kid. It's a rites of passage. We all have to go through it.
Sit there, and you're not leaving till it's finished. That's what all the parents have told their children tonight at the beginning of the Big Wild Quiz.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, question 3. What bird did Paul McCartney write a song about singing in the dead of night? What bird did Paul McCartney write a song about singing in the dead of night? Do you know?
It's quite funny if you do know the song to insert another bird in place of the correct one in terms of the name, and it doesn't. It's really.
I like it.
For example, wood pigeon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works, but like in a not a good way.
Slightly awkward way. Yeah.
Kestrel. That's not a good noise. You'd want that singing the dead of night.
Or bearded vulture.
Just
strong.
Just a barn
bearded
owl,
vulture singing,
like screeching. So
or a seal
none
pup.
of those.
Yeah, none of those.
Seal pup singing in the dead of night.
That was so. As you said, wood pigeon, Sophie. I think the wood pigeon in the tree behind me actually started like cooing. It started going as you said it.
What can I say? Nature is me. I am nature.
The bird whisperer.
We are one. Literally the last person on earth who could whisper to the birds.
Okay, my question 4 is this. What animal is the titular character Tarka in the 1927 book by Henry Williamson?
A classic.
What animal... Yeah, it's a classic actually. What animal is the title character Tarka in the 1927 book by Henry Williamson?
Brilliant book. Interesting man, Williamson. As this is the full-fledged evening quiz, I might just mention that his politics are a little interesting, not necessarily in a good way. So if you want to delve a bit into that one, there's a fascinating aside. Can you separate the art from the artist? What a debate. We don't have time for that, but what we do have time for is the final question.
That's the next round.
Wrapping up. Come on.
Okay. What reptile was causing mayhem on a plane in the 2006 film starring Samuel L. Jackson?
Again, maybe insert another animal that is not the correct. Again, wood pigeon. Would probably cause mayhem on a plane.
Absolutely. I'm pretty
probably
sure this
even more so.
I think this is the film as well. He said that basically I will do any film if you pay me the right amount of money. This is the film that he conceded that.
I heard that he said he would only do it if he could say a particular line, which is a line that I cannot say on this live broadcast. But it goes along the lines of something like, "Get these snakes off this plane." and he says that line.
Shall we have the answers?
I think we definitely should.
Are we ready? Dottie? Are you ready for the answers, Dottie?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's go.
Oh.
So, question 1 was, which famous Meatloaf song starts with the line, "The sirens are screaming and the fires are howling"? The answer was, Sophie?
Bat Out of Hell.
Correct. Bat Out of Hell it was.
Can't miss it.
Classic.
Goes on and on.
What we'll be dreaming about tonight. My next question was, which novel by Richard Adams, since adapted for film and TV, tells the tale of a group of rabbits in search of a home? That was Watership Down.
Great book.
You need a few boxes of tissues if you're watching that. PS.
Yeah. I'd need Dottie next to me for that one, I think. Sobbing.
Therapy dog.
Yeah. My third question was, what bird did Paul McCartney write a song about, singing in the dead of night? It wasn't a wood
one of my
pigeon.
faves.
It was
the wood pigeon. Blackbird.
It was a blackbird. Yeah, great song. Great song. Question 4. What animal is the title character Tarka in the 1927 book by Henry Williamson? That answer was an otter.
Emma has just written in to say that her parents live on the Tarka Trail in Devon, which is obviously where Tarka the Otter is set.
Great cycle trail. Can recommend. And Jamie says, when can we hope to see beavers on a plane? All in good time, Jamie. Working on it.
Yeah. I'd definitely throw my hat into the ring for that one.
I'm sure if you fly out of Los Angeles, there'll be someone there with a companion animal for their own sort of emotional well-being, and it turns out to be a beaver, like you would think on a first-class flight.
30 kilos. One of the heaviest.
Yes, the best callback of the quiz so far. Give Sophie Pavelle a prize. Sorry,
played.
We need the answer to the final question before we head.
Sorry,
far too much fun.
Final question was, what reptile was causing mayhem on a plane in 2006 film starring Samuel Jackson? The answer was snakes.
There were a lot of snakes in that film, including like a massive constrictor that was like in all of the luggage compartments. And I really shouldn't have seen that movie, and I'm really sorry that I have.
It's up there with Sharknado.
Oh my gosh, Sharknado is iconic.
And the sequel Beavernado, which is brilliant. Kell, thank you very much for joining us. It's hugely appreciated.
Thank you. Lovely to see you.
You too, honestly, it's my pleasure. And honestly, it's been so great to hear and just see the response to 30 Days Wild this year. I think it's been one of the biggest and best yet. So all the love to everyone taking part. And we're just loving and caring for nature like never before. We've got to keep doing it.
Amen to that. Bye, Dottie.
Say bye, Dottie. You saying bye?
Bye, Dottie.
Oh.
See you later, everyone. Have a lovely evening.
See you later, Kell. You too. Take care.
Oh, that was wonderful.
I think
everyone who comes on should have a dog with them. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
No, I'm trying to persuade my parents.
Yeah, when you're allowed out of the broom cupboard that you're still in from last year.
I do look like the broom cupboard. Dare I say, I am Harry Potter.
What people don't know is we're actually in the same location, but I insist that I go outside and you just have to be in over there. Right, we're on to a special bonus round. We've got another wonderful guest, another ambassador of the Wildlife Trust. We've got Dr. Amir Khan with us here. He's recorded his video messages, so we're going to see what's in Amir's garden. So if we could jump to the first cue, that would be great.
Hi Sophie and David, it's Dr. Amir here. Loving the quiz so far, you're doing a great job. Now I've got some questions to add to the mix. I'm in my garden, so they're gardening type questions. First of all, what kind of flower is this? Purple. Bees love it. Nice tall spires. What?
Wonderful.
A good one. Very good.
I heard that this round was simply a chance for Amir to show off his wonderful garden.
Oh, I mean, I've told him a couple of times that Springwatch should just camp there. Don't bother to go to Norfolk or anywhere else. Amir's garden is the place to be.
I hear that they are actually doing that, and that when you watch Springwatch, there'll be Chris
I've
Packham
just
going,
given away this huge
and if you
secret.
look, you can see Amir Khan there speaking to a video camera for the Big Wild quiz for the Wildlife Trust 30 Days Wild.
Nice.
That'd be great.
Very good.
So
Can I interrupt and talk?
Yes, please do.
Oh, sorry.
No, go.
Sorry. I was going to interrupt to talk, to go back to otters very briefly, because Rosanna has said that her son James's favourite animal is an otter. He's 7 years old and would like a shout out because he's very much helping out Rosanna with all the answers for the quiz.
Well done, James.
Legend.
Otters are great. Just over there, the river on the other side of the camera, which you can't see, has otters in it. And what's wonderful is when I go to bed at night, you can hear them whistling, which is quite amazing.
Wow. That sounds very that's sort of how I imagine Ireland to be, sort of very poetic, windswept, a whistling otter as you tuck up at night. Is that what it's like?
99% otter is Ireland.
And Guinness.
And Guinness. 1% Guinness, 99% otter, and the rest of it is just nothing. There's nothing
Rainbows.
there.
Bleak. Should we go back to Amir? Question 2?
Yes, Amir, question 2.
Right, let's come to the next one. Okay, I'm going to crouch down for this one. So this usually comes in a pink or red variety, but this one is white. You might be able to tell from the leaves, but what is it? Only lasts a few days when it comes, but well worth it.
He is giving Monty Don a run for his money, isn't he?
He is. It's a very well practiced fondle as well. It looks, he loves his garden.
Well done, Dr. Amir Khan, and his well practiced fondle there. We've got some great facts coming in. We've got the fact that otters hold hands when they sleep. So that's sea otters, so they don't drift away from each other. It's amazing. Google pictures of that along with heron chicks. That's awesome. And Rosanna says that James cuddles a stuffed baby otter in bed at night.
What more do you want?
Well,
I love how
what the name of the otter
clarified
is.
It's a stuffed one. Yes, what's the name, please?
Yes, can we know what James's otter is called, please? The world wants to know. And whilst you type that, we can have the next question from Dr. Amir, please.
Right, come round here. Ignore this. I've been having afternoon tea. Now, look at these leaves. What plant does that leaf belong to? I'll give you a clue. The bees love it, and it sounds a little bit like a wolf, the name. So have a think about that one. Good luck.
I love that. Good luck.
Good luck. He's given you a fact that might help, but also send you in completely the opposite direction. I'm so excited about this final question because I threatened to write an entire round for this quiz called "Whose Scat Is That?" And I believe Dr. Amir has run with that and given a question just for me. Can we have it, please?
Right, David, one last one, especially for you. Whose poo is this?
I mean, have you ever seen one so enthusiastic point at poo?
Does that make you happy? I think it does.
It makes me very happy. Very happy, very happy.
It makes me very happy.
Susie's written to say that she loves Amir's garden. Don't we all?
I think we do. I want it.
Oh, we've got a name for James's otter.
Where?
James's cuddly toy's name is, you've got to love the imagination of children, Otter.
Otter.
Yeah.
Well, it saves confusion when you have otter, bear, giraffe. It's easy. Whereas if they're all called,
what was your degree
Clive,
again,
and Wendy.
Sophie?
Drama.
I had a cuddly otter when I was a kid, and I called it Tarka
Again, the imagination of children.
There you go.
It's brilliant.
Just stole from Henry Williamson. There you go. Anyone want to put that on my Wikipedia page? David had a cuddly otter called Tarka. Much obliged to you. Keep it up to date.
I'll do
Thank
it.
you very much.
That's what I'll do. That's what I'll do when Amir goes through the answers. Or are we going through the answers?
Let's go through the answers. Let's see what Amir's garden held. Past tense.
Oh, yes.
Still does, but did back then. Who knows what's happened since he was there via camera. Right. So the first plant was a delphinium.
Again, please note the well-practiced fondle of the delphinium. Just a very casual, graceful.
It belies a sort of past on the shopping channel kind of thing. If you look here,
there's
prawns, bring out the extra. Aaron has a cuddly great white shark. Well done, Aaron. Please tell us it's called great white shark.
Do you want to know? I've got a cuddly owl called Tracy. I do have a cuddly owl called Tracy. I do cuddle her most nights. She's really quite hairy though, so when it's these hot sort of summer muggy nights, Tracy has to go over there because she makes me too hot.
Tracy,
question 2.
Too close. I need my own personal space.
Trace, stop.
Question 2. What plant is this?
A lovely white peony. I love peonies in all different colours. That is a peony. The question 2.
We've got an amazing tree peony. Again, just over there. Like all of these things I say that are just there.
It's always just over there. It's always like, oh, the otter, just over there.
Really there. This is one of those electronic backgrounds that you just sort of like a green screen. I'm not outside. I've
got a beaver through that door. Just over there.
along with Tracy the cuddly owl.
Yeah, best mates.
Next question. What plant was this one? This plant sounds a bit like a wolf. He is lying unless you speak Latin. It is a lupin. Are we going to see the picture of the lupin? No one. No.
Maybe Google a lupin.
Apparently it's on. Oh, there we go. There's the lupin. There you go. There's the leaf of the lupin. Again, another wonderful plant.
Very nice. But it's quite tropical, I always think. Quite sort of palm tree-like. Question 4. David was very excited about this one. Whose poo was this?
Whose scat is that?
You're just trying to push. You're trying to push your original title.
I just want the BBC to look in their inbox and see that television pitch document that I sent them 3 years ago.
Whose scat is that?
That scat is obviously from a hedgehog. That's hedgehog poo. Love it. And he's obviously put out a little dish of water for the hedgehog as well, so they can keep wonderfully hydrated, which during the summer months is essential for good hedgehog maintenance.
Especially if you make a hedgehog highway, which is a great thing to do. They're going to be a bit thirsty on all their miles and miles around the neighbourhood. So leaving a bit of water is a very good idea.
We're about to head into the final round. But before we do so, I'm just going to tell you that Aaron's great white shark isn't called great white shark. It is called Smiler, which I think is a perfect name for a shark that has 3 rows of teeth.
It sounds sort of quite like, that's kind of what I imagine a very evil James Bond villain to look like though. But we don't want to demonise sharks. But do you know what it's reminding me of? That there's a ride on a theme park somewhere called the Smiler, which is actually terrifying. And I think I'm having a slight aversion to that name. Okay. It is very apt. Yeah. Moving on.
Alexander has a fox red Labrador called Daisy, and you know what? They're getting another puppy.
Oh, I feel like this is becoming a wonderful forum for let's all share our names of our things.
It's great. As your first is called Daisy, and we've got a Daisy and over there. Can you call the new lab, especially if it's a fox red lab, like Foxy? That's not a great name.
Foxy or Fox.
Fox.
My friend had a dog called Bear, and I always wondered if it had a slight identity crisis.
Perhaps it did. You should have asked it. I mean, you wasted the opportunity. I mean, someone called ZY says that although they're not doing well, they've only got 2 out of 4 in that last round, but they said that their knowledge of animal poop is proving very useful because they obviously know what a hedgehog scat looks like. And on that
like to
bombshell,
your knowledge repository more, ZY.
I'd like to probe your knowledge repository.
Round 6.
Round 6. It's a photo round. It is a photo round. Would you like to lead us off, Sophie? Give us. Photo
Okay,
number one.
yes, delighted. First photo is this. What is this sea creature? Very odd looking, very beautiful, but what is it?
It's great. I like it. I'm going to call it.
I like it a lot.
Steve.
I'm a big fan of a strong orange, as in the colour. That's why I like a fox. So I really like that sea creature. Nearly gave it away.
All right, we'll call that sea creature Mr. Fox.
Exactly.
There you go. Photo number 2. This is a pair. It's almost like we sorted this. This is a pair of fox cubs. But approximately, how long do foxes live for? This is a pair of fox cubs, but approximately how long do foxes live for? Is it A, between 2 and 3 years? B, between 9 and 10 years? Or C, 12 and 13 years? I'll repeat that. This is a pair of fox cubs, but approximately how long do foxes live for? Is it A, 2 to 3 years, B, 9 to 10 years, or C, 12 to 13 years? And Linda has just written in to say that I look like Keanu Reeves, or at least she says, my daughter said you look like Keanu Reeves. So it could possibly mean Sophie. Do you look like Keanu Reeves, Sophie?
I mean, it's never been said before, but I'm quite flattered. He's a very handsome man. Thank you.
Just if someone was to take Tracy the owl from you, you would then go on a rip-roaring triple movie of Rampage Revenge.
But I would be wearing a cloak, which is what I want to do, what I've always wanted to do.
And we're back to the cloak. Get over the cloak, Sophie. Move on to question 3 and leave the cloak behind. Thank you.
Question 3 is a wonderful photo. This is a bee orchid, but how has it evolved to attract bees to pollinate it? What's so special about this bee orchid that makes bees just zoom along to it?
I mean, it's clear, isn't it? Like the answer to that one, like you could just have a random stab at that one, and I mean, it's amazing.
Really good guess.
Amazing that it's amazing that nature has evolved to make the answer to that question as simple as it is.
And we have them here in the UK. How cool is that? I've never seen one, but I'd love to.
I was reading an article this morning about a particularly rare orchid that has appeared on the roof of a London building. I can't remember what the orchid was or where the building was, but they can't work out how it got there. But that's a non-story there. Question 4. This picture, is it a moth or a butterfly? Is it a moth or a butterfly?
Why would you say butterfly like that?
I don't know. I started
a butterfly.
It's strong. Is that a butterfly?
I quite like it. It sounds quite robotic. A butterfly.
I'm sure that's how Keanu Reeves would tell you what kind of
or Alexa.
Siri, what is this?
A
butterfly.
Exactly. Ow.
Other voice assistants are available.
And it might be in photo number 5. How many species of finch are in this photo? Photo number 5. How many species of finch are in this photo? Oh,
cheeky.
Someone says you're a David Tennant doppelganger, or perhaps it was me. We're not having specifics here.
I think you look like David Tennant, and I look
like. I really
like.
Yeah. Well, the big reveal at the end. Well, hey.
I think Mya-Rose Craig would know exactly how many finches there were in photo 5. I think she'd be right on that.
She would. She'd smash it.
All
absolutely
over it.
Nail it. Yeah.
Should we give the answers to final round? I know we shouldn't really have to. We should stay here chatting and nattering and talking about times past and the cuddly toys we had and have lost over the years. But there is not time. It is bedtime. It has just gone 8 o'clock. Ah. Photo 1. What is this sea creature?
It's a sea slug. And it looks a whole lot more exciting, dare I say, than the slugs that we have out in the garden on a rainy day. But that's just my opinion. A sea slug.
Do you not like slugs?
1. I do actually really, really like slugs, yes. And I find it amazing that they're related to jellyfish, not jellyfish, octopuses. Octopi?
octopodes, octopodes. No, octopus, I think is fine. I think there's a proper line there. I once spoke to a malacologist. That's a mollusk scientist, one of the UK world's leading malacologists, and she didn't like slugs. Hates them. Always got her husband to pick them up and throw them away for her. Question 2. This is a pair of fox cubs, but approximately how long do foxes live for? Foxes live for, very sadly, between 2 and 3 years.
That surprised me.
It's very upsetting.
And saddened me.
Yeah. But they live fast and they die young. They burn their foxy candles at both ends.
Quite. Photo number 3. This is a bee orchid. But how has it evolved to attract bees to pollinate it? Well, amazingly, it's evolved to look like a female bee. So bees approach it in an attempt to mate. So they say, oh, hey, you look great. Let's get it on. And it's like, oh, wait, you're a flower. But then by then, it's too late because it's already done what it needs to do to pollinate and fertilize another flower and continue floral reproduction. So it's very, very clever. So if you've got something along those lines in terms of looks like a bee, blah, 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 I think we'll give you a point.
The comments page has just turned into telling me what I look like. I apparently look like David Grohl. So great. Rosanna has asked us to settle a debate for them. Is there such a thing as a sea lemon?
Rosanna, I've never heard of a sea lemon. I really want to know what they are. Does that mean there's a sea banana, a sea kiwi, a sea avocado, a sea grape?
Well, there's a sea cucumber.
There is. They're very cool. I like them a lot. They jet water out of there.
Who has access to our spreadsheet that gives us all the stuff they're saying. Someone says, yes, there is a sea lemon. Now, I can't tell you that to be truthfully accurate because I don't know who wrote that. Like that could be anyone who's hacked into the Wildlife Trust's mainframe, and that's a pretty well protected place. But apparently, yes, there is a sea lemon, but don't take my word for it. Take the friendly badger that's up there. That badger knows everything, and it's watching you. Photo number 4. Is this a moth or a butterfly? And it's obviously a butterfly.
No, it's a butterfly.
It's a butterfly. It's a beautiful butterfly. And for the record, moths are amazingly attractive animals too. There's like 3 native moths that are called kittens because they're so cute and fluffy. Like, I think there's a willow kitten and an aspen kitten, and they're just really cute. So none of this, look, is it a moth or a butterfly because it's brown and a bit boring? No, don't be so prejudiced, you lepidopterist hating people. There you go. There's my thing.
I've just received some news. I've just been handed a link showing us what a sea lemon is. Part of the sea slug and sea snail family. And it's a type of sea slug found in the UK seas down to 300 metres. It's worth saying that I'm finding this knowledge out from the very, very informative Wildlife Trust website. But basically, if you want to know what any species is, type it into Wildlife Trust and they'll give you the conservation status, when to see it, where to see it, statistics, interesting things you probably never know. It's very good. I'm on there a lot of the time. And they say that they lay a long ribbon of eggs which are laid in a coil with one end attached to the seafloor, creating a beautiful egg rosette. That's our sea lemon. I've definitely learned something today.
I don't know if we can put a picture up, but I can do it the old-fashioned way. That's a sea lemon.
Oh, wow. It looks like a dragon with horns.
There you go.
That's amazing.
Look how high-tech this is. This is blown the budget of the Big Wild Quiz. We're going to have to be a slightly smaller quiz next year.
It's blown my mind. Very good. Question.
Lots of people are asking apparently if the sea slug is a nudibranch, and yes, that is accepted. If you put nudibranch down for the sea slug answer to the first question, yes, you're very clever, but you still only get 1 point. But you're so clever that you obviously accept the fact that your intelligence is worth its weight in gold alongside the points that we have to offer tonight. And did I say that butterfly was a dingy skipper?
No.
I don't think I did. Anyone who wrote down dingy skipper for that moth butterfly question, you're as good as the nudibranches. And the final question of the Big Wild Quiz. Oh, So sad.
How many species of finch are in this photo? How many? Well, the answer is 2. The siskin, which is one of my favourites, bright yellow, and the goldfinch. So 2 species of finch are crowding this feeder in this photo, the siskin and the goldfinch.
I'll give you a bonus point if you've named both those finches, the siskin and the goldfinch.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
So there's a bonus point on offer. You can get, I think that's 34 questions. So there's 30 to get if you had written siskin and goldfinch. Quiz. It was big and it was wild.
It was. Very good. And thank you so much to our special guests, Mya-Rose Craig, Kell Spellman and Dr. Amir Khan. And of course, thank you to all of you for your lovely chatter. I very much enjoyed the chatter about what cuddly toys we've got on our beds and what they're called and why they're called that. Really special.
If you want to write in the comments how you did, to have a little chat with all your wildlife, natural history friends and brag to how good you were. Like, for example, Emily, who got 5 out of 5 that round, which is the first time getting 100% for a round. That's pretty good. Well done, Emily.
That's very cool. Well done. And remember, so sorry.
Oh, no, please go. After you.
What I was going to say is if you're able to, you can still donate to the Wildlife Trust via the link on the screen at the bottom. And all of your money will go towards the wonderful work that the Wildlife Trust does nationwide. So remember, all of those 46 different regional wildlife trusts do amazing work at making our country a wilder and happier place.
Becky got 20 out of 34. Susie got 24. You're all brilliant people. It's not how many points you got tonight. It's the taking part.
Taking part
that I've got otters over there, and it's Sophie pretending that she's got a beaver in the back room and a cuddle Tracy. This is entertainment that you will not find anywhere else.
Exactly. So thank you so much again for watching. Make sure you stay wild and enjoy the final 10 days of 30 Days Wild. There's lots still coming up and lots for you to do. Don't worry if it's raining, you can still get out and jump in a puddle and look at some slugs. I'm not going to encourage too much touching of slugs, but they're quite slimy, quite satisfying. David, would you like to say anything else? Quick.
Just thank you for watching, and don't touch the slugs, kids.
Thank you. See you soon. Thanks for coming.
Bye.